Have you ever wondered if we are the loneliest generation? It's a question that might seem counterintuitive in an era defined by unceasing connectivity. With the advent of technology, we've bridged distances, shrinking the world into the palm of our hands. Yet, paradoxically, it seems we've never felt more alone. While technology promised to connect us, it appears to have cultivated a culture of isolation. Social media platforms designed to foster connections often lead to shallow interactions, creating a sense of loneliness and social comparison. As we scroll through carefully curated lives, we often feel a sense of inadequacy, disconnected from the world around us. Simultaneously, societal changes have played their part. Urbanization, the dissolution of traditional social support networks, and changing familial structures have all contributed to this pervasive sense of isolation. Despite being more connected than any previous generation, we seem to be feeling more alone. A bitter irony of our times, isn't it? Loneliness is more than just the absence of companionship. It's a multifaceted emotional state, a profound sense of disconnection, alienation, and inadequacy in our social interactions. It's not bound by demographic background, socioeconomic status, or age group. In fact, it's a universal human experience, yet one that's often misunderstood. Now let's delve deeper. Loneliness isn't about physical proximity or how many friends you have on social media. It's about feeling understood, valued, and connected on a deeper level. It's about the quality of your relationships, not the quantity. In recent years, the intensity and prevalence of loneliness have skyrocketed, especially among younger generations. It's no longer a personal issue, but a societal one. The rise of loneliness in our time, in the age of unprecedented connectivity, is indeed a paradox. It's an issue that's hiding in plain sight, often overlooked but silently affecting millions. Loneliness is an emotional state that affects us all, and its impact is far-reaching. Our societal structure has a profound impact on our feelings of loneliness. We live in a time of rapid urbanization, leading to increased geographical mobility. This progress, while beneficial in many ways, has led to the fragmentation of traditional social support networks. We're more mobile than ever, but at what cost? The bonds that once tethered us to our communities have been severed, leaving many feeling adrift in a sea of unfamiliar faces. Moreover, the erosion of familial ties and changing household structures have further exacerbated feelings of isolation. The prevalence of single-person households has skyrocketed, particularly among the elderly. We've moved away from multi-generational homes, and as a result, many individuals are left navigating life's challenges without the support of a close-knit family. Our societal landscape is shifting, and so too are our relationships. The way we live and interact has changed, and with it, our sense of belonging. Ironically, our hyper-connected world might be making us feel more isolated. It's a paradox, isn't it? In theory, technological advancements such as social media and instant messaging were designed to bring us closer. Yet, the reality seems starkly different. These platforms, while fostering global connections, often cultivate superficial interactions. We're constantly bombarded with picture-perfect lifestyles, leading to feelings of inadequacy and a bitter aftertaste of social comparison. Screen-mediated communication, despite its convenience, has its drawbacks too. It's like a double-edged sword. On one hand, it keeps us connected with people across the globe. On the other hand, it has inadvertently diminished the importance of face-to-face interactions. Those spontaneous, in-person conversations, filled with raw emotions and unfiltered expressions, are becoming a rarity. The result? A sense of disconnection, a void that digital interactions just can't fill. In our quest for digital connection, we may be losing our human connection. Loneliness isn't just an emotional state, it has real, tangible effects on our health. When we feel isolated and alone, it's more than just a passing sentiment. It's a deep-seated condition that can wreak havoc on both our mental and physical well-being. Consider mental health, for instance. Studies have shown that chronic loneliness can lead to a range of psychological issues, from depression and anxiety to substance abuse. Furthermore, it's not just our mental health that's at stake. Chronic loneliness can also have severe physical implications. It's been linked with compromised immune response and cardiovascular health, and in some cases, it can even lead to premature mortality. And then there's the vicious cycle of loneliness. Those who perceive themselves as socially isolated are more likely to engage in behaviors that further perpetuate their sense of loneliness. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy that can be incredibly hard to break free from. Loneliness isn't just a state of mind, it's a state of being. It's time to break the silence and stigma surrounding loneliness. In many cultures, loneliness remains a taboo, a topic brushed under the rug due to the prevailing emphasis on self-reliance, individualism, and success. This societal framework discourages individuals from voicing their feelings of loneliness, let alone seeking support. Consequently, countless individuals suffer in silence, their fear of judgment or ostracism creating walls around their hearts. But it's time for change. It's time to shift cultural norms, to acknowledge and openly address loneliness. The first step is to understand that feeling lonely doesn't represent personal failure or inadequacy. It's a universal human experience, a signal that we crave deeper connections. It's time to foster environments where conversations about loneliness are welcomed, not shunned. It's time to encourage the act of seeking support, to normalize therapy, and to emphasize the importance of mental health. Remember, it's okay to feel lonely, and it's okay to seek help. We all have a role to play in addressing the loneliness epidemic. It's a complex issue that demands a multifaceted approach, a collective effort that engages societal, technological, and individual interventions. Society must foster environments that encourage genuine connection and friendship, breaking down the barriers that perpetuate isolation. Technology, on the other hand, needs to evolve from creating superficial interactions to facilitating meaningful relationships. It should be a tool that enhances, not replaces, human connection. But perhaps the most crucial intervention lies within ourselves. Each one of us can take small steps that can make a big difference. Reach out to a friend who's been quiet lately, start a conversation with a stranger, or simply offer a smile to someone passing by. Remember, it's often the smallest gestures that have the most significant impact. So reach out to someone today. You never know whose loneliness you might be alleviating.